Man, look, I'm no preacher. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm just a seeker of truth here. That's all I am. And when I started my spiritual journey, my personal development journey started when I read this book called The Untethered Soul, and that opened up my world. And I have it over there, and I'll definitely read a little bit from it. Actually, maybe I can go grab it real quick. This guy, pretty incredible book. Highly recommend it. It changed my life. I mean, it really did change my life. I don't know how else to put it. It's been a while since I've read it. It's been over 8 years, 9 years maybe. Um, but for example, like the voice inside your head, right? It's like that voice, the relationship we have to make with the person that, with that, with that person, literally the thing that lives within us. And it can be a negative voice, many times a critical voice, and it can also turn into a positive voice. And that's something that you can actually work on consciously. Um, but this book changed my life. And so ever since then, I've been just seeking truth. And I've always stayed away from religion because, no, religion is people worship this guy, and I grew up Catholic, so I mean, I do have some background in it. But there was a stigma against religion, and where did that stigma come from? Really, like, did it come from? I'm really trying to think of where it came from, where that relation. I started questioning um, the church, and especially because of like all the bad things that like the church is known for. Um, but really, the church is known for a lot of really good things at the same time. A lot of really good things, like um, Isaac Newton. He was a Christian philosopher. A lot of these guys were Christian philosophers, and I mean, a lot of really, really good things came from the Christian church, the Catholic Church. And the reason I know that is because I read this book called More Than a Carpenter, and it talks about like the evidence that Jesus was actually a real human being and that what actually happened, like the historical evidence in which we would test the validity of any other thing, like any ancient text, the existence of like if you were to like analyze, for example, like a Roman emperor, and if you check those things with the same guidelines and the same procedures for its validity, Jesus checks all those boxes. The Bible checks all those boxes. And so, highly recommend you read that book, More Than a Carpenter. Um, but that's not necessarily what I wanted to talk about right now. Now, my journey has been it's been led by curiosity, really. It's been led by curiosity. It's been led by my own childlike wonder and novelty. It's something that just has never left me. I'm a child at heart. I'm a kid at heart, and it's something that I encourage anyone to just continue to practice. Your sense of wonder, looking into the future, and romanticizing with the life that you can have, the person that you can become. And if you want to be the best human being possible, then you're going to continue to seek for principles and fundamental truths that will help you become the best version of yourself. And so my journey started with this book right here, with this book. And it led me down the path of spirituality, meditation, getting to know myself more, um, working with personal development coaches and mindset coaches. Um, I got into, I'm really into running. I'm athletic. I run a lot. I work out every single day. And I listen to David Goggins. I love that aspect, the raw, the get after it. Jocko Willick, and listen to Joe Rogan, and then you also listen to like other spiritual teachers um, like Deepak Chopra, uh, and and then also like The Power of Now. That book was like huge. That was a life changing book. When I read The Power of Now, it was so powerful, and you realize that like everything that you seek is within you already. Everything that you seek from the external world, you can create within you already. But then that becomes an interesting path. It becomes an interesting path. You start to look within for things, but in reality, we all need an example, an example to live from. We need something to look up to, someone to look up to guide us. Like, how would you don't have all the answers within? And I think it's very humbling to accept that, because when you accept that you don't have all the answers within, then you look outwards and you say, who represents the ideal? Who represents the ideal figure that I would like to be? And so you look for different role models. You look for different people that you can model. And say, hey, I really like his behavior. I really like how he does that. And you start to ask questions. And many times you'll find that a lot of these like hyper successful people, a lot of these people that not just are successful, but are also have a beautiful community, have love in their life, they have God. They have God by their side. They they read the Bible. And I'm not saying they're religious. I mean many of them are, of course, but they follow the principles that are in the Bible. And what's so interesting is, now that I'm reading the Bible, I'm so glad I'm reading the Bible right now, because I went the long way. I went the long way, the scenic route, where I wanted to avoid, where now I'm reading the Bible. Is like, so many of these principles in the Bible are things that I read in these books. In these books. And I heard Jordan Peterson talk about this, where the Bible is the first book, man. The Bible is the first book that was mass printed. It's crazy. And so literally Western society is bounded by the Bible. It doesn't like, there's no other way. It's the first book. It's the first teachings. Everything came from the Bible. And so I just think logically here. Like, if you are going to seek to be the best ideal version of yourself, then, and if you embark on that journey, then you will find eventually Jesus. You'll find Jesus. You'll find the ideal. You'll find God. And if you read that book, you see it. If you read the Bible, you'll see it. It's just undeniable. And I'm falling in love with it. I really am. It's very weird. It's very weird. I never thought I would say something like this. It's very vulnerable. But it's not easy being like Jesus. It's not easy being like Jesus. That dude had some balls, man. Jesus had some balls. He did. It's crazy, insane. And not only did he have balls, but he had massive compassion. Massive compassion. And it's not easy to be that. It's not easy to have courage in that way. He told people off. He told people things that were hard to hear. Do you do that to your friends? Or do you just tell them what they want to hear? Are you just being nice? Are you actually being kind? It takes courage to tell a friend the harsh truth. And so that's the journey that I'm on here. And we're all on different journeys. We're all We all have our own gifts. And I think the important thing here, and this is a verse here in Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. And Matthew is a epic, legendary book. I mean, I haven't read that many, but the book of Matthew is it's legit if you want to get going with the Bible. But it says this, in the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. So if you have gifts, you want to become the best version of yourself, you have to put it out there, man. And I'm just putting it out there. I'll let you be the judge of what this feels like to you. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, ask yourself why. Why does it make you feel uncomfortable? My battery's going to die soon on this camera. And so I'll leave you with that, my friend. I love you. Seek truth. Seek the ultimate truth. Whatever that means to you, just go and seek it. Allow your curiosity to guide you. And just seek to become the best version of yourself that you can. And if you do that over and over again, even if you fail and you stumble, but you continue to try, life will take you on a beautiful journey. So peace and love to you, my friend, and see you tomorrow. Love you.